Bob the Buzzard and the Oreo. He rocks in the treetop all the day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rocket Robin, tweet, tweet, rock, rock, Rocket Robin, tweet, tweet. We'll go Rocket Robin 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Tweet, tweet, rock.
Salutations and happy Christmas to all.
Merry.
Merry what?
Merry Christmas, you muppet. Not happy. It's merry.
Okay then, happy holidays.
Wow.
It's Christmas time. A time to be forced to spend time with other people whom you only share your last name with. Time to assault wrapping paper. The time to end the life of a living tree and then cover it in shiny PVC. A time of year where Santa's committing felony misdemeanors through the breaking and entering, reindeers are flying over restricted airspaces, and elves are committing copyright infringements through the manufacturing of knockoff toys. It's a time of year for radio stations to blow the dust off Michael Bublé and to ensure that Mariah Carey is permanently heard from underneath the mistletoe. It's a time of year where people wrap their houses in lights, but still, for some reason, my 400-watt, 1,200 lumen light bar cannot be shone into oncoming traffic. It's a time of year where turkey and ham butcher rates increase tenfold. A time of year where Santa picks up a nice, cold, zesty can of Coke. A time of year where barbershops' red and white spiral signs are mistaken for that of candy canes. A time of year to ask your gift giver for the receipt for their subpar purchases, in which they believe they have encapsulated you and your total ethos as a person. No, Miranda, I don't want a damn gift card. I really appreciate the cash that I can only use at certain all-good retailers. I know. Well, I know. Too much, too far. I'm sorry. I still have a lot of anger from the putting up the Christmas tree.
You carried on for a bit there. Well, now it's time for you to unwrap the joys of today's sponsors.
'Twas the night before TVVES, when all through the house all creatures were pacing, as the clock was now racing. The stockings weren't hung, and the tree was nowhere near done. All were in fear that the episode's due date would soon be here. The cameras were rolling, but the lighting was that of appalling. The producer was stressed, as indeed our time was compressed. With Timothy plugged in and I in my suit, we had just rehearsed in preparation of a long night's shoot, when from our band, the Silent Jazz, arose a clatter. I sprang from my seat to see what was the matter. Away from the set I flew like a flash, tripping over the ladder, resulting in a huge crash. The thunderous thud of gravity's work to what had just happened left me unutterable, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but Timothy in stitches and producer up in arms. With the unemployed intern Miranda not moved by compassion, I knew in this moment that this could be my life's conclusion. More rapid than eagles, I deserted my post on the floor, and both producer and Miranda whistled and shouted and called me names, while Timothy yelled,
"Run! Dash away! Dance onwards! Prance! Watch out for Vixen! He's a comet! Cupid couldn't catch him!"
with producer still in pursuit and his footsteps sounding like thunder, and still accompanied by that of Blixen Fast Miranda. I ran towards the veranda, but changed my mind as I bounced off the walls. Then to Timothy we travelled. He yelled,
"Dash away! Dash away!"
and we tried like dry leaves before a wild hot breeze fly. As previously when we met with an obstacle, we would jump, leap, and fly. And that's what happened as around the house we flew, with producer gripping his clipboard and Miranda's too. But within a blink I was now reacquainted with the floor. I felt the prancing and the pawing of each of their shoed hoofs, as I drew in my head and was turning around. Up from above came Timothy's shadow with a strong bound. His ensemble was refined, from that of power cord to bulb, and his clothes weren't tarnished from the exposure to light, and was all supported by timber and frame. He looked like a human just standing there. His light bulb, how it twinkled, and the metal elements within were arranged so merry. His lampshade looked as smooth as silk, and helped deviate his current brightness. His tie was drawn up like that of a little bow, and his buttons on the jacket were the colour of a dark night sky. The shirt he embodied was clean and well pressed, and fitted him so well that I'm sure our audience must be impressed. When silent he lived blank in expression, but when spoken he became illuminate with persona. At this moment he did now comment. And what he said went something like this.
"I do suggest that this turmoil should be put to rest. We have a tight schedule, and I think it would be best."
He spoke with a wisdom, and back to work we went, with band alerting us that the noise before was nothing more than an audio flaw. The producer raised his arm and called for position reset, and giving a nod, up went the camera. He ordered his papers. To the team gave a whistle, and to the desks we all flew like the down of a thistle. Lastly, I heard him explain, ere he drove out of sight, "Remember to say, salutations and happy Christmas to all. Otherwise to all I shall yell, cut."
Well, howdy, folks. It's been a hot minute since we last crossed paths. Now, time to climb on this here roof, delivering Christmas spirit to all parts of the world. The chimney, an entrance point used by His Jolliness, St. Nicholas. Ah! Ow! Ow! Jeez. My head hurts. Damn, that was painful. Oh, gosh, this is truly a merry mishap.
In the news today, breaking news. In Bullsbrook, 40 kilometres north of Perth, a road rage incident has left a father and child traumatised. The fiasco occurred in the brisk summer morning before 8:30 had struck the Western Australian soil. The culprit in question? Brad the mad lad, had caused the main event in question, but which all revolved around a very serious accusation, that being the purchase of a chalky milk. The situation posed a father and son cutting in line of Brad to purchase the said chalky milk. This action prompted Brad to respond accordingly by ramming his mid-sized pickup truck into the father and son vehicle along with the chalky milk establishment, almost injuring both the father and child. However, the news has reported this serious dilemma incorrectly, as they've left out an extreme important factoid. The chalky milk was left undrunk. Therefore, the chalky milk has surpassed its ideal drinking temperature and the growth of bacteria has started. This truly is an injustice for chalky milk nationwide. The media fixated upon the wrong information to report to the public, such as including irrelevant information such as Brad's vehicle being borrowed from a friend or the child being traumatized. The true media not being covered is the chalky milk. It's an Australian staple, a childhood memory, the idealization of quenching your thirst. The chalky milk is an Australian's best friend, not the golden gator.
Also, what about the feelings of the employees?
Like Miranda?
No. The employees of the establishment are being treated unjustly without their say in the matter. The employees who took the time, effort, dedication, and mastery to fulfill the Chucky milk order. They must have been traumatized, since their efforts were simply futile. However, as you, the audience, have told us time and time again, the opinions of Timothy and I are dead wrong, and therefore uncared for. However, we've asked you, the public, to supply your opinion to the ultimate question concerning this matter.
Oh yes. Oh how jubilous. Chucky milk for me. What in the...
Why are we outside?
Because this is where the sleigh is.
Like Santa's son?
Yeah!
Where?
Here!
That's a car.
It's red and looks sleigh-ish.
If that's the sleigh, where do the reindeer go?
We don't need reindeer because it's powered by French engineering.
Ah, okay, well, good luck with that. Yeah,
You have very little faith in my idea.
I always have little faith in your ideas. You remember that time you thought you could outperform the Easter Bunny?
Yeah, the Great Fire of '84. Yeah, okay, it was like...
And that time you thought you could constantly celebrate New Year's Eve by flying around the world in unison with the sun?
Yeah, okay, that didn't work either. But, I've had successful ideas before.
Like what?
This show?
Why are we outside?
Car reviews.
What?
Today, we'll be reviewing one of the best-selling cars ever produced.
This two-door coupe was designed by Jim Mariel of Cincinnati-based Design Alliance. He'd previously worked as a designer at Chrysler during the 1950s.
It was first sold to the public in 1979 and is still being sold till this day. However, it has undergone several facelifts, most notably of that in 1998, in which thicker A-pillars were added, along with other subtle improvements such as an updated key fob, improved horn, and car alarm. In celebration of the 30th anniversary of this vehicle, the owner of the very first one to ever roll off the production line donated it to Crawford Auto Aviation Museum.
Now, Timothy, before you say anything, I would just like to say that this coupe has come in a series of colours. The most recognisable would be that of the two-tone red and yellow colour scheme. The coupe has been praised for its reliability. However, I know you're going to comment on this, just don't. The average horsepower output tends to vary anywhere between that of 0.1 and 1 horsepower, which is greatly due to, in fact, its hybrid drivetrain of a push and or running system. Now, with all that in mind, I still think, and I hope you agree with me, I still think it's an excellent vehicle, especially for a first car. And that's why I, and both of us, will be giving it a review of 4 wheels out of 4 wheels for the Little Tykes Cozy Coupe.
I genuinely do not Just don't cut me off.
Hey, howdy there. I've got quite the Christmas treat for you. This here is an exquisite masterpiece of human engineering. 0 to 100 in, eventually. Here we go. The engine sounds delectable. The ride quality is smooth. And the noise is perfectly suitable for the horsepower of, more than at least one. Oh boy, this is some real speed. Its handling is very modest for this high rate of speed. Oh man, this is true power. Oh no, I'm in quite a bit of bother.
Shall we? Just a few notes before we send you on your merry way. Happy?
I feel very merry by the fact that you said merry instead of happy.
Now isn't that swell?
Good job.
Anywho, a few notes before we send you on your way.
Wow.
Firstly, from the 5th to the 24th of December, dialing out from a Telstra payphone with the hashtag HO, which is hashtag 464646, will allow you to connect to Santa. Press 1, Mrs. Claus, press 2, and Santa's right-hand elf, press 3. For every call, they'll donate $1 to charity, so ring up and discuss your personal wishes and plans for Christmas, which will be stored safely and protected by Telstra.
Does someone actually care?
Secondly, when going into this holiday season, remember, it's important to give. That way you can collect social credit points. However, if you're on the receiving end, try to remember the 3 R's of Christmas gifting. Those being refusing, regifting, and returning.
That's all from us this year. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
No, it's not.
What?
We still have another episode coming up this year.
We cannot turn another episode around in a week. What will we talk about?
It's our New Year's Eve special.
You have to be best of happy holidays. Kidding me.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. Do you want to put the star on? No, that's good. I'll do it. That's fine. Just has to be done. Thought you might want to do it. Yep, that's good. Yep, that'll be it. Looks pretty now. Nice and pretty and decorated. We finished it. Hey. Oh. It already feels like I'm with the family on Christmas already. I really enjoy it. Chalky milk.